Yo, it's your boy, Coach Lou, and today's video is going to all be about how perfect form is just a myth. It's an unattainable goal. You don't need to chase it, and if you do chase it, it's going to keep you weak. And the main thing I'm going to be saying while you're all watching my poll session from yesterday, from what day are we on? Yeah, Tuesday, so yesterday. No, it's Wednesday today, so it was on Tuesday. Yeah, so the main thing is, fuck form Nazis. I mean, in saying that, fuck any Nazi, every Nazi, smash the fash and all that shit. But if you're a form Nazi, just give up lifting, because you're never going to be good at it. Perfect form is a fallacy. It's a myth, and it's so kind of individual. That it's not universal. Perfect form at all. Look at any pro. Look at any top level lifter, whether it's weightlifting or powerlifting. Look at their squat. The differences. These people are putting up massive numbers. In fact, forget weightlifting at all now. Let's just look at powerlifting. If you look at squats, benches, deadlifts, records have been broken with totally different techniques and forms. There's people who go ultra wide with the arch back and stuff. There's people who have gone super close. With squats, you've got people whose knees come all the way forward, which is apparently bad for you, which is rubbish. You've got people who've got the widest stance you can think of, and that's how they kind of squat. It's crazy. You've got the back angles. People are basically, they could kiss the floor or they could stare at the floor, and then you've got people who are super upright. Form is very relative and individual. Yeah, we've got guidelines, let's say. A squat should always look like a squat, realistically. A bench press should look like a bench press. A deadlift should look like a deadlift. A press should look, they should all, anytime you look at a lift, you know what it is, regardless of technique, unless someone's totally messing it up. But good form, and I use the term good loosely because I am under the impression, and I truly believe that the body will adapt. We aren't pieces of machinery, so when we break, that's it. We are adaptable. We will adapt to quote unquote bad technique, shitty form. We'll adapt to good technique, good form. With that, we're not these broken things that constantly need fixing or addressing. The body is really adaptable, and I don't think anyone, or obviously people do, but I think a lot of these gurus, they don't give the body enough credit. They want everything to be kind of universal and you to all look the same, which you're not going to. Shit, I'm 5'5", my squat is going to look different to someone who's 6'8". Damn, we're not going to look the same. For my height, my arms are fairly long. I'm not going to bench the same as someone who's got little T-Rex arms. It's stupid to think of it like that. We're not clones, we're not copies, we're not the same. You and I are not the same. But comfortable form, let's say, I like this a lot. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Comfortable form is a vital component of lifting. I won't argue with that at all. I think 99 out of 100 attempts, your form should be pretty bang on. We should know what you're doing. And by that, I mean, it should be good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect, because perfect doesn't exist in this context. It really doesn't. And the people who say your first rep should look like your last rep, what are they talking about? How should it? Have they ever done an all-out set? Have they ever done a heavy set of 3? Now, I'm not saying, when you deadlift, you're supposed to be hitching it up and, basically fucking the bar. Save that shit for strongman. And I'm not getting into strongman here at all because anything goes there. I'm not taking away for any of the athletes or the credit there because strongman is for strong people, strong women, strong men, all that stuff. There's no way I'm going to shit on that because they hitch. But I'm not getting into that. You know, hitching for me, I don't want to do it when I deadlift. My clients, I typically don't want them to do it, but I know it's acceptable and it's allowed in strongman, strong woman. So yeah, I'm not shitting on that at all. I don't think that classes as bad form. It's allowable or allowable technique. It's whatever it takes to get that weight up, you bloody do it. But yeah, everything should be good enough. And if you're doing an AMRAP set on deadlift, squats, bench, press, any lift, to be honest, even like a machine lift, it's probably going to look slightly different, your first and last rep. And if it's not, then you've not done an AMRAP or you've not trained near, like, close to failure. Like, you're just chatting out your ass, these gurus that say you need to look exactly the same. It's bollocks. It's absolutely bollocks. So when you're pushing your limits, things aren't going to look the best. And I'm not promoting the fact that we should be allowing terrible form breakdowns because it's a max, using that as the excuse, like, oh, we can justify it because it's an absolute max. No, I'm more in line with going for technical maxes, technical PBs, rather than absolute maxes. So technical maxes is like, as opposed to, like an all-out max. Our all-out max, the most weight we can move from A to B, is likely going to look horrible. But our technical maxes is kind of like the most weight we can shift with it looking like it typically should. You know what I mean? You should get that. Like, your all-time max, the weight you're most capable of lifting, can look horrific. If this is like an all-out situation, say if a freaking, I don't know, something fell on you, you're not going to be thinking, shit, I need to use the correct form and technique. You're thinking, right, let's get this shit off me. Fair dues. When we're actually doing a lift, we want to push it to your technical max. And if that's confusing, just, message me. We'll shoot the shit. I'll walk you through that. But that'll be the weight you can shift without your technique massively breaking down. And I mean, this is your technique, your personal or individual form, what you typically use. Okay, it's not like the textbook form or what everyone's going to use as an example. This is down to you. This is individually what you would use, how you would lift typically. So there shouldn't be much, if any, form breakdown on your technical max. But you see, it's like the things you see on like gym fuckery or gym fail videos take this to the extreme. They're just clueless idiots. They shouldn't be lifting or... Well, shit. I was going to say something really harsh then. Like they shouldn't be carrying on the gene pool. But no, they just shouldn't be lifting, or they definitely need guidance from a decent coach. Don't worry excessively about form. Work on a technique that feels good and natural to you. You've got to find your own groove with the big lifts, with any lift, with every lift. There's no point trying to emulate a certain lifter or a certain coach's technique if it feels dog shit to you. I've tried this before in the past when I was young. It was stupid, and now I know it's stupid. And if it's like, if you're trying to squat super wide, but your hips won't really allow that, and you're just feeling beat up and achy as fuck, and you're probably going to hurt yourself, then what's the point? Practice movements you can intelligently overload progressively. Because at the end of the day, most injuries... See, I've wrote something about this that I'm reading, and it's a while ago, and I was going to say most injuries are caused by weaknesses of certain muscles, and now I don't really think that's the case nowadays. However, being weak can contribute to a lot of injuries. Injuries aren't due to a lack of mobility because you've not stretched or anything like that, or poor form. I'm not saying that can't be a culprit though, but I think going back to that, if you are strong, just all around strong, say if your lower back is strong, you can, good morning, 300, 400 pounds for reps. You can, do heavy hyperextensions. You can deadlift 600 pounds, or 300 pounds if you're a woman or something. Your lower back should be strong then. It definitely has to be. So you should have no issue doing like an unfamiliar lift that might compromise your lower back because you are strong. You're most likely to not get injured or to avoid some kind of injury that might have hurt or might have fucked you up if you were weaker. So don't overly get caught up on form. It's so easy to overthink this, and then you get this paralysis by analysis. Said it right. Thought I said it the wrong way. Yeah, you get this paralysis by analysis, and this is why some people never, ever progress. We've got people who've been deadlifting 1 or 2 plates for years, and it's just insane. It's insane. I think any guy should be doing that in a week. Damn. Or, they've been benching 1 plate for like 5 years, but they're happy with it because it's quote-unquote perfect. But the physique obviously looks rubbish, and they're weak. It's no point doing something like absolutely textbook perfect if you're weak. Like, if you could do that with 3 or 4 plates, then, awesome, dude. But, man, it's crazy what people have been kind of led to believe. And you see these gurus, and they've got like hundreds of thousands to some even have like 1 million followers on social media platforms. And it's amazing. You see the comments, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is so good. This is great. This is just what I needed. This makes sense. This is I don't know. They just love it. They lap it up." And you look at all these profiles, and they're all just like little weaklings. It boggles the mind. It is insane, like what people have been led to believe. And this is where I think social media and the internet goes wrong. Like, they didn't have this shit back in the day. And look at some of the lifters. Look at some of the old school lifters. Absolute freaks of nature. And yeah, we get that now. But, there was less of this bullshit. They weren't being told what to do. They just fucking lifted. And that's what you should be doing. Just lift. Now, I can already hear the strict form sycophants and zealots screeching heresy amidst the bloody amidst their redditing. But think of it. What's going to cause the most growth? Me doing super strict rows with a measly 40 kilos, or loading up the bar with like 4 plates and getting a bit of leg drive, a bit of body English, but still getting that weight up and rowing the fuck out of it. I could tell you it's going to be the 4 plates. And the fact that I could probably do a 4-plate cheat row, 180 kilo cheat row, means I can probably do 40 kilos as a strict row, and probably do 100, maybe more strict rows. See what I mean? If you have the strength and the ability to lift a heavy weight or crank it up, jerk it up like that, you probably have the ability to do a slightly lighter but still a heavy weight, strict with good form. Let's look at this another way as well. We don't need to move perfectly. In fact, due to various, morphologies, limb lengths, lever lengths, just how we're built, and, our general makeup, we simply can't move perfectly. We are not robots, we're not machines. Asymmetries are perfectly normal, and they can't always be fixed or rectified, and neither should they. It's just, like I've said, like right at the start, lift how you can lift, what feels comfortable to you. Being a bit achy, cracky, sore, or feeling tight doesn't automatically mean we're broken. In reality, I spend most of my time in some sort of soreness or tightness because I train heavy and often. And that's absolutely fine with me. in this state, I'm not focused on whether I'm a broken machine that needs fixing. I just know that I'll adapt and get bigger and stronger. That's it. It's having this function impeded. It's just insane. I'm thinking more the fact that even achy, sore or tight, I can still shift some fucking weights. So, to summarise, fuck form Nazis, fuck all Nazis, lift how you deem comfortable. Lift how you see it to be comfortable, okay? Everything's got to revolve around you personally and individually. So yeah, that's it. See ya.